Hello, Shopley fam. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever it is you're tuning in from. Drop us a comment and let us know where that is in the Q&A box today. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. For those who don't know me, I'm Rachel McVinish, Executive Director for Shopley. I've now been with Shopley for the last 18 months, which, has been incredibly exciting for me. It's a dream come true to be involved in the build out of such an amazing platform. And I get asked a lot as to why I said yes to Shopley. My background has been for the last 15 years is, working with women in leadership roles and, showing them that we don't have to live by the old school ways of just having a family, just being a mum, just being a businesswoman. I'm a big believer in blending all that together. And I think Shopley, gives us that opportunity. So I'm a big believer in Shopley. I'm a big believer in everything it can do for you. So thank you for spending some time with me tonight. Nick Sanacola, our co-founder, usually runs these snapshots. As you know, we are, very close to the launch of the platform. So he is tied up. I will kick things off and he may jump on at the end to answer any questions in the Q&A. But for most of you on the call tonight, you have probably heard about Shopley. You've been invited, and that is because you are a person of influence. So you may have run a traditional business. You may have built a team before. You may be a social media influencer, or you may be in a leadership type role. You've heard about Shopley, but now you want to, know all the details. So tonight I'm going to step you through the snapshot. So bear with me while I share my slides here. I'm just checking the Q&A. Hello, everybody. Okay. Just sharing my slides. All right, you should be able to see my slides there now. And the big question on everybody's lips is, what is Shopley? Shopley is a global social commerce platform connecting stores with affiliates, team builders, and social media influencers and customer rewards customers. So we refer to ourselves as decentralized commerce, and not decentralized in like blockchain, but traditionally commerce has been centralized by the big brands, i.e. Amazon, etc. What we are doing is we are decentralizing that and giving the power back to these team builders, back to these social media influencers, and back to these merchants. In validation of our business model, Accenture, who are arguably one of the biggest consulting companies in the world, released a report last year saying that the social commerce is predicted to hit $1.2 trillion by 2025. What they have done is they've launched this image here saying that social commerce is a mix of users, whether that be customers or influencers, creators, resellers, connecting them with small brands on the one platform. And that platform is Shopley. So this report is an amazing validation for our business model, because this report was released after we had started the build out of Shopley. In further validation to our business model, we have all on the call heard of Amazon, the second most valuable company in the world, 2.5 trillion market cap, and TikTok, who is the fastest growing social media platform, have done a partnership. Amazon realized that, the power in social commerce and live commerce, didn't want to miss out on that. So they have done the partnership late last year with TikTok. So these are just some examples of the power of live commerce. And live commerce is essentially a subset of social commerce. And you can see here, Stormy Steele, $1 million in TikTok shop sales in a single day. And Zhang Zhang made over $13.7 million in the week for going live for 3 seconds on each product. But I think the most powerful validation here is for those who know the name Gary Vaynerchuk. He's one of the I'd say one of the influencers in the leadership slash futurist space, and he has been predicting social commerce and live commerce to be the next $1 million opportunity. So these are just great validations for our business model. Now, one of the main parts of our platform is the opportunity for merchants. Influencer pros out there are in the process right now of talking to merchants and onboarding them on the platform. And what Shoply do for merchants is work on their brand exposure all through affiliate and influencer partnerships, expand your sales force, leveraging the Shoply affiliates and influencers, give you a predictable cost of acquisition. Traditionally, when you're a business out there on an e-commerce platform, you never know what your cost of acquisition is, because your costs are constantly changing, whether that be PR costs or ad spend cost. Shoply gives you a predictable cost of acquisition along with acquiring brand ambassadors for your product. So we have recently just done a full integration with Shopify. Now, most people here on the call have heard of Shopify. They got close to 5 million active stores available in 175 countries, translated into 20 languages. And what Shopify have given Shoply the ability to do is concentrate on what we do best. So the difference here is Shopify essentially give you the e-commerce store builder. They give you the payments, the checkout, the merchants. They'll give you the back-end management tool. And what Shoply do is we focus on bringing you the brand exposure and traffic, customer conversion, and influencer and affiliate sales force. So one of the things I mentioned there was the influencers, and I see this platform as having a huge impact on the opportunity for influencers. What Shoply will give influencers is unlimited offers. Traditionally, influencers have had to go out and source their own companies and products to work with. What they'll be able to do is come to Shoply and they'll be presented with unlimited offers. Generally, the incentive that they're paid, there's fees taken out, there's certain KPIs. With Shoply, they'll be getting 100% of the incentive. And every shopper that shops with them will be attributed to them for future purchases, which is really powerful for the influencer opportunity. We've seen a real change in the way people shop. Once upon a time, everyone focused on what we would classify as those mega influencers, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Kim Kardashian. What we've really moved towards is people understand now that those people are paid big money to say what they say, and we're seeing a real rise in the nano influencer space. And a nano influencer is those with anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 followers. And the growth in that nano influencer space has been because the nano influencers work really hard to build that authentic relationship with their audience. They're seen as being trustworthy and relatable more so than those mega influencers. And sometimes with these nano influencers, you can see up to, a 30% higher engagement rate. I know for me personally, the way I shop these days is, when I do school drop off and I'm talking to the mums there and they give me a recommendation, I'm going to trust their recommendation because I know them as a person. I trust them as a person and I have that authentic relationship with them. So this here is just a bit of a snapshot of our marketplace. Our marketplace is kicking off on October 15. So we are days away. The countdown is on. We're incredibly excited, and I think this video here of our marketplace just shows that it is so intuitive. It's user friendly. It is sexy. It is sleek. And we are really excited to be able to share it with the world. This screenshot here, I just wanted to step you through a little bit about how it will work in the back end. So this here is one of the vendors or merchants that are on our platform. So what they have is a coffee that's got additional wellness additives to it. So you would go to the platform, add this to the cart, and what you'll see here, I'm just going to click the next one so I can bring it up bigger, is the system will show the influencer or the affiliate there what they can earn on this product. So if you look at this coffee, it's selling for 44 US dollars. This here shows that the direct bonus is going to be $10. So it's showing there that it's, a little over 20% on what that person can earn on that product. But what they can also do is they go in, the influencer decides they love this product, they want to share it on their socials. They may sell 50 to 60 units a day based on the connection they've got with their audience. So it's as simple for them as clicking on, share to whatever platform they prefer to work best. So if we look at Facebook, they would hit share to Facebook. It then loads this in a post up on your Facebook. They can type some personalized verbiage on that front bit and they hit next and that posts to their socials. So it just goes to show, how easy it is to work and share on the program. Now, we also have a team builder opportunity, and one of the biggest challenges that team builders have seen over, I'd probably say the last 5 to 10 years in the network marketing space is, crashing market shares. Sales have dropped dramatically, 40 to 50% for a lot of people. And that is because of the gig economy, those social media influencers and those affiliate marketplaces. I think what is amazing about Shoply from a team builder aspect is it is truly a global business model. Traditionally, what we've seen in team building opportunities is it's difficult to bring a product to market and then take it to so many different countries because there is so many different rules when importing, exporting, etc. The great thing here is you can get local merchants in those countries onto the platform. And we're a platform, of purposes. So you recruit your own products and courses to sell, which is great because you may be out there and you're working for a company that just sells makeup and you love the company, you love everything about it, but you're really not interested in selling makeup. So you can go out there and you can source those merchants and work with the products and companies that you want to work with. And that's powerful in a platform. So this one here shows that Shoply is right at the center from a customer positioning point of view. So right in the center of those cashback rewards platforms, those membership-based platforms, and those network marketing platforms. What you can see here is if you're looking at those cashback companies, why would you want to work with a cashback company that's giving you 3 to 6% when Shoply can give you 10 to 20%? From those membership-based companies, a lot of the time, the big offering from them is the free shipping. But if you look back to that coffee example that I gave you before, almost, I think, 20 to 25% there, that far outweighs the free shipping. And if we look at the MLM companies, I touched on that before, the brand variety in itself is what will really drive the Shoply marketplace there. So just to summarize a little on that, I wanted to touch on the licenses and subscriptions. So currently, initially, when we kicked off for Shoply 3.0 on September 3rd, we were focusing on the influencers and the influencer pros, and they are the people of influence that we're talking to. So each and every one of you on the call today. September 15th is when our Shopify app went live, and we've been onboarding merchants in the background. So for that, it's a $1 license, no subscription for 90 days. So it really is a try before you buy, which is unheard of a lot today. And I think for a lot of merchants, it's a no-brainer. You get to come on to a platform that's going to work on your brand awareness and bring you influencers, affiliates, and customers all for $1, and you don't have to pay anything for 90 days. That is really powerful. I touched on before, October 15th is when the marketplace goes live, and we will then be focusing on, bringing in those affiliate managers and reward plus customers. So I just wanted to show you an influencer path to a customer. So we're going to look at the Influencer Pro example here. So we bring on an Influencer Pro. That Influencer Pro refers a Shopify store. the Shopify store downloads the Shoply app and the store onboards. It is really that simple. Their store is then live in the Shoply marketplace, which will go live on October 15. That store is then linked to Shoply promoters who start posting and sharing and giving you user-generated content, which in turn increases your exposure and brand awareness, which in turn brings you customer purchases. So that is just the path from Influencer Pro there. From there, it's all about that duplication of reward members, duplication of affiliates, duplication of team builders. So what this shows is where the incentive drivers come into play. So if you want to come on the platform, you can just be a social seller. You can share links, you can go out there, just put things on your socials, share any product that aligns with you and your brand, and you'll earn the direct bonuses there. If you may come onto the platform and go, I am amazing at that business development type space, and I just want to focus on bringing merchants and vendors to the platform. You can absolutely just focus on that, and you will in turn get the store development bonuses and the marketplace commissions. You may actually be a team builder. You may have built, traditional businesses or network marketing teams before. So you can then in turn earn the license place bonuses, the marketplace commissions. When you're building a team, the next flow is to be the team leader, where you earn the subscription residual and the check matches. So just a little bit of a timeline as to how we got to where we are today. So we kicked off with an event in Miami on July 18th and 19th. We then moved into what we classified as the pre-invite role on August 1, where we were just inviting people in to hear about Shoply, talking to them about the Shoply opportunity. We then kicked off the enrollment and upgrade on September 3rd, and that moved into September 15. We are now in this phase of vendor onboarding and talking to people of influence, all in the build up to our October 15 marketplace. It's October 9 for me here in Australia. I'm a little bit ahead of everyone else. So it's October 8 over there. So we are literally a week away from launch of the marketplace, which is really, really exciting. So just to go back on what I touched on before on these licenses and subscriptions, as I said, what we're focusing on now until the marketplace goes live is the Influencer and the Influencer Pro memberships. So I'm going to look at the Influencer Pro here. The Influencer Pro is, if you become an Influencer Pro, it gives you access to all the different types of business. So you can be that social seller as an Influencer Pro. Only an Influencer Pro can bring on merchants and stores. Influencer Pro gets access to our Shoply University, as I mentioned, the store development opportunity, and 2 times multiplier bonus eligibility. So the Influencer Pro is $7.99 for the enrollment. You actually get included in that a $300 promoter pack, which when the store goes live, you'll be able to go on and select your promoter pack, and it's a $40 subscription on a monthly basis. So I mentioned there the 30-day multiplier. So what that is all about is coming in as Influencer Pro and bringing your 3. That's what we want to focus on right now. Influencer Pro, bring in your 3. What that'll give you is your $300 license bonus, your $210 payment on the product pack bonus. You'll also get your $300 Influencer Pro credit for the pack. So essentially, just in the bonuses, you got the $510, plus you then get the $300 credit. So that is more than covering your investment there. And once you come in and bring on your 3, you get the 2 times marketplace commissions. That will be paid at the end of the 12 weeks. So the big question we get is multiplier of what? Multiplier of your marketplace commissions. Now, the marketplace commissions are generated through customer purchases and promoter personal purchases. So just to clarify there, that is paid at the end of the 12 weeks. So that will be paid to you just as a nice little top up after Christmas. Now, everything for Shoply is communicated on Telegram. So I'm going to leave this up on the screen for a couple of moments. If you are not following us on Telegram, make sure you scan this QR code and that will take you straight to Shoply 3.0. That's our official Telegram page. We communicate everything there. All the information about our strategy sessions, about our snapshots, about our Founders Club qualifiers, anything that we want to communicate is put in this group. So, make sure you are part of that group. So that brings us to the end of the snapshot. That gives you a real, surface look at what is Shoply and what we are all about. So if there is any questions, make sure you go back to the person that invited you to the call. But, I think for me, when I'm looking at a opportunity, I love to look at it from the point of demographic that I fall in. So for me, I touched on in the beginning, it's all about trying to, empower mums and dads and families realize their potential and what they can do. And I think, I was at a women in leadership event last week, and what really struck me is people are looking for freedom. And what Shoply can give you is that freedom to build a business on your terms, to build a business your way with the products that you want, and to have that power and flexibility over building your own business. That is one hell of an opportunity and one hell of a platform for me. So if you have any questions, as I said, go to the person that invited you. Draw that line in the sand. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity. So, get out there, jump in as Influencer Pro, start talking to merchants, and really, draw that line in the sand, knowing that the decision you make today is going to make a huge change in your life. So thank you so much to all of you for spending 20, 25 minutes with me today. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.